Alex, the British tech guru. I want to introduce you to some particularly pernicious legislation that Britain has come up with, and this is called the Public Order Act. It's actually 1986, but it's been amended multiple times. And let me read the most pernicious section. It says, a person is guilty of an offence if he uses threatening words or behaviour or disorderly behaviour or displays any writing, sign or other visible representation which is threatening within the hearing or sight of a person likely to be caused harassment, alarm or distress thereby. So basically that means you cannot make jokes in Britain anymore, and you can't even do it online because they'll nail you for that. And heavens above, there was somebody posting on Facebook and the police went and arrested him, and then they jailed him just for a silly Facebook post. Not particularly good, and that was in Britain. And then of course it goes on. An offence under this section may be committed in public or a private space, except that no offence is committed where the words or behaviour are used or the writing or sign or other visible representation is displayed by a person inside a dwelling, and the other person is also inside that dwelling. So basically a private space could be a shop or an office or a campsite, but if it's in your own home, you're pretty much safe, maybe. Except if you post online, then it's not in your own home, that's online. It is a defence for the accused to prove. Now prove, whatever happened to innocent until proven guilty? You've got to prove you're innocent now. It is a defence for the accused to prove that he had no reason to believe that there was any person within hearing or sight who was likely to be caused harassment, alarm or distress, or that he was inside a dwelling and had no reason to believe the words or behaviour used or the writing, sign or other visible representation displayed would be heard or seen by a person outside that or any other dwelling, or that his conduct was reasonable. Okay, so if somebody goes looking through your windows, then you're guilty of an offence if they see something they don't like. I don't like that. A person is guilty of an offence under this section is liable on summary conviction to a fine not exceeding level 3 of the standard scale. And of course fine also means jail time if you can't pay the fine. Don't like that. So basically you have the only thing you can do in Britain is shut up and not say anything. Otherwise you just get sent to jail or fined. Tell me Britain is a free country. It is not. It is absolutely not. You cannot express an opinion. You cannot express an idea. You cannot say anything about the way the country is run. You cannot say anything about the politicians. And for example, and they cannot extradite you, not if you're in the United States, because in order for extradition to work, the offence has to be the same in both countries. Well, here we have the First Amendment, freedom of speech and expression. So, for example, I could quite happily call the President Biden a total whatever, and I would be protected. But if I called King Charles some name or other, or the Prime Minister some name or other, or said something like that, called anybody in Britain some name or other, then while I am safe from being convicted here of saying it, because it's freedom of speech, as soon as I go to Britain, then I'm going to get thrown in jail. So and this is just nuts. And they're trying to police what everybody around the world says, just in case they go to Britain. Well, that is absolutely that is verging on what the NKVD, the Soviet secret police used to do. And I saw a cartoon years ago that showed before and after, and before every single country of the Soviet Union was red. Afterwards, all the countries in the European Union were red, and the Soviet Union was individual countries. And except now, Britain has left the European Union, left the European Court of Human Rights, so now the people in Britain have no rights. That is why Brexit was voted in, so that they could take people's rights. And they have taken people's rights. And they are still taking, and they're not going to be happy in Britain until everybody is walking in the gutter and bowing down to the police as the great gods, and they're going to probably end up with a Judge Dredd system whereby the police will just look at you, read the charges, and execute you on the spot. And it's getting bad. Britain is not a free country anymore. And anybody going to Britain has to be an absolute fool. Why would you go to somewhere as communist as Britain? And they're communists now.